What's up, everyone? G-Man here, and we gonna be talking about our college football Week 4 preview. We're gonna be going over a handful of games out there. I think this is a very good week, especially compared to last week, in my opinion. And then, as always, we're gonna be talking about some recruiting across the country. So, guys, let's get into it. All right, first game we're gonna be talking about here is the Illinois versus Nebraska game. This is on Fridays. Be aware of that. The game opened at 8.5. It's down to 7.5 to Nebraska. I still think Nebraska gets it done, and they get their first win in the Big Ten this year. And I do think they cover. Next game here we're going to be talking about, and these are the string of our Saturday games. First one here, 9 a.m. Pacific time. We're facing NC State versus Clemson. And the spread is at 18.5. Opened at 16.5. And I just think the Klubnik and the boys are going to pretty much dominate. I think Grayson McCall might be out on this game as well. I think I heard some rumblings around that. But yeah, Clemson big. Next one here is a huge one, obviously, because I'm a Trojan fan, as most of you are aware. My Trojans go to Ann Arbor to face Michigan. The spread is down to 5 points. It opened at 6.5. Yeah, I'm honestly taking that -5 if I'm anyone. I think this is going to be one. It's basically going to be a 1 to 2 scores. Is kind of the outcome. We're going to win. We're the better team. We're going to come out and show out. The defense is ready as always, and I think the O line is definitely going to step up against this front seven that we're going to face. Next one here is UCLA versus LSU. UCLA travels to LSU, and this is LSU's redemption to beat a team from California, and I anticipate them to dominate UCLA. I don't think it's going to be as close as all. I think they're going to be easily cover this 23.5 now that started at 22. Next one here is a big one, as all of them are. Georgia Tech versus Louisville. First game for Louisville in the conference. This is the third game for Georgia Tech, so that's very fascinating to me. Game is at 10.5. It's been at 10.5. I mean, I gotta take the plus 10.5 in my opinion. I think Louisville wins this game, but with Georgia Tech's offense and how they just kind of control the clock, I think that favors from a bettor's perspective on this 10.5 spread. So give me the plus 10.5. But I do anticipate Louisville still be the winner. All right, next one here is Utah versus Oklahoma State. It's at 2.5. Supposedly it's opened at 2.5. But from my understanding, this has moved. I believe it originally really was a Utah favorite. So it sounds like Cam Rising might be out. I have not heard for sure. I'm just going to take the home team. I think Ollie Gordon's going to do enough to get the team, over the hurdle and win this game. But I mean, this is going to be a very tightly contested game, in my opinion. All right, next one here, and this is pretty much the big game. We have one more after this that we'll talk about, but pretty much this is the games where college game day will be. Tennessee versus Oklahoma. First matchup for the conference against each other, right? Oklahoma comes into the SEC. And what a matchup. I mean, this is two big-time programs facing off each other. This is what you want with this whole, change up and movement of conferences. So, guys, give me Tennessee. I think Tennessee blows you out, at least by 2 scores. I don't think it's going to be a one-score game. I think Tennessee's offense is too explosive. OU's offense has some issues, and Tennessee's defense is underrated, in my opinion. All right, last one here, guys, before we get into some of the recruiting, guys. Kansas State going to BYU. First conference game for both programs. Game opened at 7.5. It's down to 6.5, and I think that's kind of spot on. I think Kansas State still wins and gets the victory, but it's kind of tough to go to Provo, Utah, and try to beat the Cougs. But give me the Wildcats to continue their run in the Big 12. All right, guys, let me know in the comment section what you guys are thinking on these games that I mentioned. Let me know if there was a game I did not mention. But we got another great week as always, and I'm excited to watch it. All right, guys. recruiting. So we got some recruiting commitments. We got some updates on just some kids out there, and let's get into it. So the first one here is Tyler Lockhart. He is a linebacker out of Mississippi. He commits to Mississippi State. He was previously committed to Auburn. And this is kind of like the whole. This is recruiting at its best, man. You see a kid decommit from Auburn, a school picks him up and commits. And then Auburn, if you don't recall, they picked up the Elijah Melendez kid, a linebacker that was formerly committed to Miami, right? So now Miami's probably still that odd man team program that's still looking for another linebacker to fill their need, right? And we have mentioned this before, but Ohio State's linebacker Tavion Alford, or Travion, I believe, he visited Miami, right? So there could be that could be a domino to fall next. We'll see, but it's just fascinating, like with these decisions and what happens and just how all these fall into place. So, guys, we mentioned this many times on this show and also on the Light to Torch podcast. Please go check them out. That's where I do most of my USC content on that. I do sprinkle just a little bit here and there on this channel, but I mean, we got to stay focused on that one. So, he officially commits to the Trojans. As you can see, it's the place to be. And big time guy, man. 5-star wide receiver. Pretty much solidifies our wide receiver class. I don't see us gaining 5. If someone falls out with, let's say, Romero Ison, he just got a Georgia offer. Let's say that offer, he just loves it so much. He goes to Georgia. We go to 3. You can see a Daylon McCutcheon potentially filling that spot and taking over. So, I mean, again, like we were talking about the Lockhart and all the dominoes, this is just part of the game, man. Part of the game is very fascinating. All right, so big time defensive lineman. Currently, as of right now, the 2026 kid, but he has been rumored to be reclassifying. He was at St. Augustine in Louisiana. He did just recently transfer to Etnaker, which is actually our defensive line's alma mater for high school. So that's very fascinating. But I mean, we're really big on this kid. A lot of people out there from the experts are saying we're really kind of the team to beat right now. We're leading the pack. Obviously, there's still teams to be mentioned, to be mentioned out there, like Ohio State. Give some credit to Oregon, LSU. But as you can see in this picture, he is staring at that Trojan logo. We are the team that he wants, I think, at the end of the day. So anticipate him to reclassify to 2025, and then most likely we'll be committing to the Trojans in the future, but we'll find out later on. Another reclassification here is Malachi Tony, wide receiver, as a Miami commit. He was a 2026 kid. He is now 2025. He goes American Heritage. So Miami gets a big time wide receiver in their 2025 class. Next one here is he drops a top 6 Nathaniel Owusa Boateng. Plays out in IMG. He is the brother of the Cleveland Browns linebacker. He went to Notre Dame. And so you can see here, right, Michigan, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Florida, Trojans, and Texas. I think this is a 3-team race right now with Michigan, Notre Dame, and Texas. I think Texas has definitely slid into the picture lately with some of the stuff that happened throughout their recruitment. I would say Trojans, Ohio State, and Florida are definitely on the outside looking in. But yeah, I think he's definitely be going to Michigan, Notre Dame, or Texas. Definitely has, I believe, visits to all those 3 schools. And then from then he'll make this decision. And then lastly, guys, is somebody that we mentioned on a previous show, multiple previous shows, Deuce Knight, a big time quarterback in the 2025 class, currently a Notre Dame commit. And he's been visiting Auburn, right? He visited Auburn back to back a couple weeks ago. And then the talk was that he might not flip, right? After these visits, there wasn't much momentum, so on and so forth. And he's still going to visit. He's still going to visit this weekend, I believe. Yeah, this weekend to Auburn, and that's a big get for Auburn. That shows that there's still momentum there. There's still still a chance that he becomes a Tiger. So we'll see. This is a battle between Notre Dame and Auburn, but I think there's definitely will come a point for Auburn's viewpoint that they're gonna have to make a decision. Right, they're gonna have to decide: do they think they can get this kid or not? Because if there comes a point where it's too late to get a quarterback in your class, come come December, right? Let's say it's come December and he stays with Notre Dame. Well, they're pretty much shit out of luck. So, guys, that will be our Week 4 preview. Hope you guys enjoyed, as I enjoyed. Enjoy this college football week. It's gonna be great as always. I'm excited for my Trojans to play in Ann Arbor in the big house. But enjoy your week, guys. Peace.